I can't believe I have to make this video right now. I mean, there is just always drama with the Cleveland Browns. It never ends. And I got to report it to you guys. So I know I've got some older fans too that maybe don't have TikTok. Maybe you haven't seen this yet. It's a mess in the organization. We're going to go dive into that. But there's a lot coming up on today's show. First, we got some bad news to talk about for Cleveland that just came out today. We'll start with that, and then I'll tell you about the quarterback drama, what's been going on, how it's been going on all season, quite frankly. And then what the heck is Jeudy doing, man? We got to dive into our wide receiver one. Yep, that's right. He's our wide receiver one. And we'll talk about all of this. So if you're a diehard Browns fan, if you're a real one, you're still watching this team right now, and you want the updates every single day, hit that subscribe button if you're a real one. We appreciate everybody that's still tuning in at this point in the season. And there's a lot to watch for, honestly, quite frankly, in the back half of this Browns season. So hit that subscribe button if you are a diehard fan or even a diehard Shedeur fan. I realize I have two fan bases now to cater to. So hit the subscribe button if you want to see the daily videos. Let's start with the bad news that we've got. Ian Rappaport telling us that Stefanski confirmed Maliek Collins suffered a significant season-ending quad injury on Sunday. This is honestly a shame. Collins was having a career year, 13 QB hits, 6.5 sacks. I mean, a standout signing that Cleveland was able to get, making one of our defensive line, honestly, one of the best units in all of football. Maybe the best D-line when fully healthy in football. 25 tackles as well, 7 for loss. Like, this is a huge blow. He's going to need surgery, and he's out for the rest of the year. It's unfortunate, but Cleveland's going to have a losing season regardless. All right, so this was in the news now, quite frankly, and I guess I have to talk about it. On the TikTok account of Dillon Gabriel's fiance, the caption of her most recent video reads, "Browns lose, what's new?" And this is obviously in a game that Shedeur Sanders started. People are freaking out. Look at the comment section, and she felt the need to reply to a comment calling her out. Right here, the one that says creator, saying, actually, everyone in the building wants him, Dillon Gabriel, to play, but you wouldn't know that because you've never played in the NFL or been a coach. Right. Well, I don't think she has either. But it's just adding fuel to the fire over here. Like, we're turning our own players against each other. And you know what? There is some competition in that room. But I would disagree because I think that maybe Stefanski doesn't want Shedeur to keep playing. I don't know. But the players, they love him. They rally around him. We've got Mary Kay saying that the players love him in the locker room. Quinshon Judkins after the game said this about Shedeur. He's a really great guy and a great quarterback. He always handles things well. He's really good at what he does, and everybody in the room believes in him. Everybody on the team believes in him, so he'll continue to go out there and perform the way he does. All of our star players, Myles Garrett included, they love the kid. He's a good locker room presence, according to Mary Kay, who is a beat reporter of the team. And this was Myles' reaction when Shedeur had that 52-yard dot to Isaiah Bond. He said after the game, not many QBs in the league can make that throw. The players are rallying around him. It's energizing having 12 out there. So, I wouldn't say that they don't want him out there and that they want Dillon instead. But regardless, what's sort of the bigger issue here is that it seems there's a bit of turmoil between the two young quarterbacks, being the only two on the roster. I mean, when Gabriel came in for that one play, I don't know if you guys caught this. He's kind of just ignoring Shedeur. Maybe he really didn't see him, but he didn't want to get off that field. And Shedeur literally had to tap him and be like, "Hey, I'm good. I'm healthy again." This is a real battle. They both really want to be out there. They're both speaking out about that, and I'm a little bit concerned. I think things are affecting Dillon Gabriel. I think all the noise is something he's not used to. It really is getting in his head. I mean, he had one of those, honestly, hothead moments where I believe it was Patrick Queen of the Steelers that he shoved after being tackled. And Gabriel's had some quotes that'll make you question what his thought process is right now. I mean, I didn't make anything of it the first time he said this, but I'm starting to think there were some subtle shots at Shedeur in here. Remember in preseason when Gabriel said, there's entertainers and there's competitors. Well, what does that tell you? Shedeur said he didn't know what Gabriel meant by that. He did not say, oh, yeah, I understand that wasn't a shot at me. The reporter asked Shedeur, do you believe him that it wasn't a shot at you? And he said, I don't know what he meant. And then you had Gabriel say at the presser once that if you wait for the perfect time, you'll be waiting a whole lifetime. Everybody knows perfect timing is Shedeur's song, and it's his thing. And I think it happens twice. It is a little bit fishy. I mean, guys, this is bad for the locker room. Then you had Shedeur when he wasn't getting any playing time, and reporters asked him about it. Well, he in the locker room in this photo here was, doing the miming thing. Didn't really answer at all. Didn't want to say anything either. And so now it's like every week there's something new with the quarterbacks and the problems and who should be starting. And guys, relax. The bottom line, our organization sucks. Everything about it sucks. The coaching sucks. Relax. You guys really want to play for this team? Great. Fine by me. But if we just got to take the drama out of it here. I mean, finally, Gabriel got his 5 games. Shedeur finally starting. I still think he's the better prospect. But the organization as a whole is now just a dramatic factory of sadness, as you will. I mean, quarterbacks are not being properly developed under Coach Kevin Stefanski. They're not. These 2 quarterbacks were quarterback 3 and 4 in preseason. You had Flacco getting reps, Gabriel getting reps, Pickett getting reps. Shedeur is the starting quarterback right now, and he's had 2 weeks of practice. Your starter has practiced with the other starters 2 weeks of a season that is now through 13 weeks, and an entire preseason included since the NFL draft. I mean, they don't know what they're doing. They can't evaluate talent at the quarterback position, and they can't develop them. And I stand by that Shedeur is the better prospect, okay? Look, there were still some mistakes in that Niners game. There were moments where he did hold on to the ball a little bit long, but there's a combination that could factor into that. Our guys getting open. Our coaches scheming up the right plays. Is the offensive line holding up? O-line was a little better in that game against San Francisco. But, as I said, so many other factors, special teams mistakes that went into it, that loss. So, guys, if it's in the news, I'm going to have to keep reporting on it. But pick a quarterback for me going forward. Do you think Shedeur should still be the starter, type 12? Do you think Dillon Gabriel should come back in, type number 8? Whose side are you on going forward for the rest of the season? Like I said, I think it's time to develop and evaluate Shedeur, who, quite frankly, had not gotten any chance to be looked at until an injury happened to Dillon Gabriel. So now Gabriel's healthy. Shedeur starting next week again. Let's see what he can do. I still think there's more mobility, more arm strength, and that loss was not on 12 on Sunday against the 49ers. There's so many other factors that went into it, and just dumb, boneheaded mistakes. I really think the system is a problem in Cleveland. And if you watch the Cleveland Browns for decades, you probably watched it even longer than me, you would double down that there's a problem with just the organization in Cleveland. But let me know what quarterback you want to see going forward. Coming up, maybe there is one player on the Cleveland Browns that actually does prefer Dillon Gabriel as the quarterback. We're going to look into some events that transpired on the sideline and in the news lately in regards to that. But first, I want to tell you guys about our friends over at Prize Picks. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. It is the holiday season, the best time of year for sports. Bowl game, basketball matchups, playoff pushes. It is all happening at once. And while you and I are out here making decisions every day, what gifts to buy, what to eat, which game to watch, there's one place where it feels good to be right. Prize Picks. I love this app, man. It's fun. I win money. Covering the Browns helps me know what picks to make, too. So when coaches talked about getting Jeudy more involved, I picked more on his projection against the Jets, and I was right. When Cleveland plays a bad run defense, I picked more on Quinshon Judkins. New feature alert, Prize Picks now has early payouts. If your lineup gets off to a hot start, you may now have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on at least 2 player stats. If you get your picks right, you could cash in. And I got my picks right on Sunday, folks. Harold Fannin Jr., more than a fantasy score of 8. That touchdown really helped from Shedeur Sanders, who had more than 124.5 passing yards, as I predicted. And finally, Trevor Lawrence had more than half a passing touchdown against Tennessee. In fact, he had 2. That's an example of my lineup. If you want to try and make one just like it, download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That is code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. So this video is surfacing around social media now, making its rounds that Jerry Jeudy was getting heated on the sideline with Shedeur. They're looking at something on the tablet, and Jeudy was screaming, getting animated. Shedeur seemed upset that Jeudy started yelling at him. And then after the game, Shedeur was like, it's just a chemistry thing. Like, I'm a trust guy. We got to keep working together. But Jeudy, man, the nerve to go on over there and start yelling about a missed throw. I just thought this tweet was really funny from Sleeper Browns that sums it up, saying, well, obviously Jerry Jeudy was in the right on this, considering he's been arguably the worst full-time wide receiver in the NFL this year, and Shedeur's a fifth-round rookie in his second career start. Where do you get off, Jeudy? Get out of here, man. You dropped passes all year long. Seriously, he was leading the league in drops at one point. And you got the nerve to go over to Shedeur in his second ever start and start screaming at him? I get it. He needs some coaching, perhaps. You could point some things out that could be better, but what are you getting heated for, man? You guys have been losing all year long. You haven't been nearly as productive as you were last year. I mean, look at the numbers here. 400 yards at this point in the season and only one touchdown for our number one? It's not good. This is 12 games played, folks. And this is where we are for the state of things of the Cleveland Browns. So let's flash back here to how we got Jerry Jeudy. This trade just sums up the Cleveland Browns. Look at this. I'm glad we could turn the picks we got from two of the worst trades in our franchise history to flip it and get Jerry Jeudy. He was a receiver that we got for a fifth-round pick and a sixth-round pick. The fifth we got from trading away a franchise quarterback. And the sixth we got for bringing in Deshaun Watson, who doesn't play, and we gave up 3 first-round picks in that deal. Take a screenshot of this. It sums up the Cleveland Browns. We got Jerry Jeudy for this. Yeah, he's our number one. How do you go into the year with Jerry Jeudy as your number one wide receiver, and that's it? We're screwed. Draft somebody. Sign somebody. Please, anything. There's dysfunction in the organization. He's a hothead wide receiver one who is worth a 5th and 6th round pick. That's what you paid for him, and you said, we got the number one. We got the guy. And he's got the ego issue. That's where we're at with Jeudy, who's dropping balls. The quarterback's not prepared, not been developed this season, and now there's drama between the two. They both are dying to be playing, and you've got all this little shot-taking going on, and honestly, mostly from Gabriel in the news every day. And all of this falls on the result of bad coaching. That's why it's happening. Because you don't have a hold of your players, undisciplined penalties in games, undisciplined off the field, and you have the same approach, the same answer for it every single time, that we all need to be better. The game plans are conservative. The playbook is easy to figure out. Mike Vrabel's making fun of us, saying we have 5 gimmick plays, and once we run out, we're easy to figure out. It's literally what he said after the Patriots game. And he was on our coaching staff, Vrabel. This is where we're at, Browns fans. It's a mess. So what do you think is the biggest issue? Weigh in for me. Comment down below what you think Cleveland's biggest issue is. This has been one of the weirdest seasons in Browns history, I won't lie. So comment in that comment section what you think the number one problem is with the team. But that's going to do it for us here on today's episode of the Browns Report. Hit that subscribe button if you're going to be a diehard fan no matter what, because I know I'm locked in, baby. Diehard fan for life, no matter how much I question what they do. Hit that sub button if you love the team. We appreciate you all for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.